All right, welcome to my home studio. So a few weeks ago, my friend Jed made a video about reviving the city that we did, and he vlogged about the experience, and it was awesome, and I love those videos. I'll link those here below. But one of the differences we have different guitar philosophies, and so in this video, I'm going to address some of the things he mentioned. What I would say is an epic saga of amp versus ampless going on. So, this is Eli from the future. Sorry to interrupt, but I realized that I made mention of my pedal board and talking about ampless solution and didn't say what it was. So it is the DSM and Humble Simplifier Deluxe, and I had shot all the video of my pedal board to talk about it, but then it just got way too long for what I wanted for this video. So I would just save that for a separate video. Now, back to this one. With that being said, number one, one of the reasons he brought up in the amp versus ampless debate is he could sit on it. If only I had a real amp to sit on.
This one's quite a bit brighter than that one.
Take a seat on my non-amp. And I think it's a good argument. If you look at his video, you can see in our rehearsals, he can sit on his amp when we're discussing things in between songs. And meanwhile, I think I was either on the ground or on a riser that was there on the stage. And I don't think there's an argument against it. You can definitely sit on your amp. And by the way, I'm not against amps. I have a Vox and a Fender right behind me there. So all good. But here's what I would say to that is while I cannot sit on my amp and get some back relief, I can sit with my amp. So you'll see that in the pedal board rundown here, but with mine, you could be at the kitchen table, put it right there on the table and you can sit with it. You could be watching TV, grab your guitar and you're with your amp right there. Now, for those of you saying, well, you could do that with the amp too, I feel like it'd be a lot harder. So I don't know. I think that's a win in everyone's category. Number two, Jed brings up, which I think might be the best reason so far, is you can still hear it when the front of house turns you down. Yeah. He said no more.
That's another reason why amps are great.
True. I think we've all been there at rehearsals when you're just trying to jam, you're trying to dial in your sounds, you're trying to see if what you came up with at home mixes with what the keyboardist or bass is doing, but then front of house is trying to dial something in so they turn you down. Valid. That happened at the rehearsal actually, where I'm just sitting there trying to dial things in and then they turn me down and I can no longer hear it, but he just keeps on jamming with his amps. And so very well, I think that might be a win in his one. I can't really think of an argument against it, but yeah, no, I got nothing. Number three, in the video, someone calls out to him that his amps are too loud.
Your amps are too loud.
This is a no amp zone. And I think that is a +1 in my book for me, because with the ampless solution, never been a problem. I have neighbors, never heard a peep of my amp. Well, the one on my board anyway, because there's just no sound emanating from it, right? So definitely in those situations for home practicing, stage noise, another big one. So same thing, a real amp can interfere. And sure, you can have it in the back and mic or in an ISO cab and that kind of things. But one thing with the ampless solution, never get any complaints for it being too loud. All right, that's gonna do it for me here. Probably a little longer than I wanted it to, but those questions needed addressed and the board needed talked about. So stay tuned. There's a lot of awesome services and events coming up that I want to take some film of and share with you guys. And so until next time.